Imagine a city where income inequality is stark. In one part, families live in luxury, enjoying access to private healthcare, high quality education, and state of the art infrastructure. Just a few blocks away, others struggle to afford basic necessities, trapped in a cycle of poverty. This scenario highlights the market's inherent failure to achieve equity. Why markets struggle with equity. At its core, a market system operates on the principle of voluntary exchange. Buyers and sellers interact based on their willingness and ability to pay. This framework assumes that all participants enter the market on an equal footing. But in reality, disparities in income, wealth, and access to resources mean that some individuals can participate far more effectively than others. Take education, for instance. In many countries, high quality education is costly, accessible primarily to wealthier families. This creates a feedback loop. Those who can afford better education secure higher paying jobs, further widening the income gap. The market, driven by profit motives, has little incentive to correct these imbalances. Consequences of inequity. The market's inability to achieve equity leads to profound social and economic consequences. On a societal level, inequity breeds resentment, division, and instability. Communities with vast disparities in wealth often experience higher crime rates, reduced social cohesion, and political polarization. From an economic perspective, inequity can stifle growth. When large segments of the population lack access to quality education, healthcare, or employment opportunities, their potential contributions to the economy remain untapped. This underutilization of human capital limits innovation, productivity, and overall economic prosperity. Case study: the healthcare market. A stark example of the market's failure to achieve equity is the healthcare sector, particularly in countries where healthcare is predominantly privatized. In such systems, the quality and accessibility of healthcare depend heavily on an individual's ability to pay. This creates a situation where the wealthy receive top-tier care, while low-income families face barriers to even basic medical services. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted these disparities on a global scale. In many nations, marginalized communities bore the brunt of the crisis, suffering from higher infection and mortality rates due to limited access to healthcare, overcrowded living conditions, and pre-existing inequities. Addressing market failures. Recognizing these challenges, governments and organizations have implemented policies to promote equity. One common approach is redistribution, where wealth is transferred from higher income groups to lower income groups through taxation and welfare programs. Progressive tax systems, where higher earners pay a larger percentage of their income, help fund public services like education, healthcare, and housing. Another intervention is the establishment of minimum wage laws to ensure that workers receive a fair income, reducing income inequality. Similarly, governments often subsidize essential goods and services like food, housing, and healthcare to make them accessible to all citizens, regardless of income. Education policy also plays a crucial role. By investing in public education systems and providing scholarships or financial aid, governments can level the playing field, giving everyone a fair shot at success. Challenges and trade-offs. While these interventions aim to enhance equity, they come with challenges. Redistribution policies, for instance, may reduce incentives for hard work and innovation if perceived as punitive. Subsidies can strain government budgets and, if poorly targeted, may lead to inefficiencies or benefit those who don't need them. Moreover, achieving equity often requires balancing competing values. For example, a government might face pressure to prioritize efficiency over equity to stimulate economic growth. Striking this balance is a complex and ongoing challenge for policy makers. The role of society: beyond government intervention, achieving equity also requires a cultural shift. Businesses, communities, and individuals must recognize their role in promoting fairness. Corporate social responsibility programs, charitable initiatives, and grassroots movements all contribute to reducing inequities. The market's inability to achieve equity is a reminder of the limitations of relying solely on market mechanisms to address societal challenges. While markets excel at producing goods and services efficiently, they often neglect the moral and social dimensions of fairness. Bridging this gap requires intentional policies, collective action, and a commitment to creating a society where everyone has an equal opportunity to thrive. As we reflect on this, let us remember that equity is not just an economic ideal. It is the foundation of a just and harmonious society. By understanding and addressing the market's failures, we take a step closer to a world where fairness and opportunity are not privileges, but rights.